Hello, brown bagging community. Today is Giving Tuesday. It is an international day of celebrating giving and the ways that we care for our community. You're part of this community, and so we know that you're already caring for kids. And you can find more information in this email about how you can give today to ensure that kids continue to have access to the food that they need. We've also got a short story to share with you about how this community is caring for kids. So I've been with brown bagging for a long time, about 10 and a half years. And in that time, there's been thousands of stories and opportunities and moments that have made it clear to me why this work and the work that this community does is so important. Was a teenager who I met a number of years ago at this point. I'm sure she's well into her 20s. She went to a high school and we had a lunch program there. And in that particular program in that school, what worked best for those students was we had a handful of little fridges in different classrooms throughout the school, stocked with things like hard-boiled eggs and pepperoni sticks and apples. The kids could grab if they didn't have access to enough food or they hadn't brought enough food for lunch. And this particular student, I think we were in the art room, and she was talking about how great it was that she could grab food out of the fridge with her art teacher. She also told us a little bit about herself. She had lost both of her parents, and she was, I think, in grade 11, and she was a pretty determined kid. So she was gonna finish high school. She got a part-time job and rented a basement suite. And of course, in that situation, most of her money went to rent. She didn't have a lot of money to buy food. And so being able to access food in her school was incredibly important. And she talked about how important that food was to her. What became clear as she was talking was how much more important the relationship she had with that teacher was. She didn't have a lot of adults in her life. Her parents had passed away and she was trying to make it work. But that meant she didn't have a lot of people in her life who saw her and who just cared about her specifically. A parent who asked how she slept or how her math test went or how things were going at work. And this teacher had become a really important point of connection for her. She was way too cool to ask for help, of course, but being able to get the food she needed gave that teacher an excuse and an opportunity to check in with her and to have that relationship and be that connection in her life. So often, what we're doing in our school lunch program is giving caring teachers and school staff a tool to be able to use to connect with students in their class and in their school. If you are a kid who doesn't have access to enough food for whatever reason, the teacher, the adult who gives you food for free as often as you need it, without making a big fuss, without making it awkward, that person quickly becomes someone who's very important in your life, someone you can trust, someone you can turn to and rely on. Very often, we're providing food. The food is important for sure. Kids, growing bodies need food. We adults all need food multiple times every day. The food is important. But so often what is more important is that opportunity for connection. The opportunity for kids to connect with adults in their life, the opportunity for kids to be part of their school communities by sharing food together. Community is so important and so central to our experience of food, and we see them really tied together in our school lunch program.